Now that the Galaxy Z Flip 5 and Z Fold 5 have both been fully unveiled, I thought it might be fun to take a look in the rear view mirror and look at 5 of the biggest rumors about these devices that turned out to be absolutely false. So I think a good place to start is with that Crease. There were rumors early on that Samsung was going to be using a brand new hinge, a water drop hinge, something they internally called a dumbbell hinge. And while that actually turned out to be absolutely true, the other half of this rumor was that the crease on these two foldable screens was going to be dramatically reduced, much more in line with other foldables on the market. And from every bit of imagery we have seen thus far, that appears to be absolutely false. The crease on the Galaxy Z Fold 5 and Z Flip 5 appear to be very, very similar to what they were on prior versions of the hardware. No substantial improvement has evidently been made in regard to the crease. Now, of course, it's not all bad news. Both of these devices now do finally fold totally flat, which should make them much more comfortable in the pocket and in the hand. But if you're hoping for those crease diminishments, that has not yet arrived. Sort of sticking with the hinge, there were also rumors of dust resistance. The current folds and flips are what is known as IPX8, which basically means it is water resistant, which is what the 8 means, but the X stands for nothing. It stands for no dust resistance. There were rumors that this new hinge would allow them to have some form of dust resistance certified with this hinge, but as the announcement has already happened, they have declared there is no such dust resistance on board. You're still not going to want to be taking your flip or your fold down to the beach unless you are willing to sort of run that risk a little bit. Here's a big one. There were rumors that the prices were going up on both of these devices. We saw pricing being listed on other retailers over in Europe, and those prices seem to be going up. So that was the thought, that they were going to be going up across the board. Yet here we are in North America, in the United States, with our dollars, and the prices are exactly the same. This is a really big deal because going up in price when the Pixel Fold now exists for $17.99, when the OnePlus Open should be launching very, very imminently. That could have been an absolute disaster for Samsung, raising their price while the competition is rising to a level it has never seen before. Would have been really, really unintelligent. But luckily, those rumors were also false. The price has not moved. Another big rumor that was circulating was the idea that the Galaxy Z Flip 5 would finally support Samsung DeX, the ability to plug this device into an external monitor or to a television, a USB-C hub with a mouse, a keyboard, a monitor, perhaps use DeX wirelessly on your computer or something like that. Basically, DeX is their desktop environment, floating resizable windows. Every other Samsung flagship has DeX. The Z Flip could, of course, support DeX very, very easily, but for whatever reason, they continue to not make DeX be a thing on the Z Flip, where honestly, I think it makes a ton of sense. You've got this absolute workhorse of a device that is extremely small. You could plug it into a monitor and actually use the cover display as a trackpad to drive DeX. How cool would that have been? Again, everything is there to do it, except for, of course, video out over the USB-C port, which is something they just aren't, for whatever reason, doing. And because of that, they just aren't making DeX a thing on the Z Flip, despite the fact it was rumored that was going to be coming. And what about that cover display on the Z Flip 5? There were rumors that that cover display would only be capable of running simple widgets, unlike the Motorola devices, the Razrs, which can run full applications. That is a big problem for Samsung. Why have that big cover display if all you can do is run widgets anyways? Well, this is sort of a weird one because it turns out that actually is true, but not really, because apparently there is a good lock module coming shortly after launch, which will allow you to unlock the capabilities of the cover display and run whatever app you want to run. Now, there is one big caveat. No matter what keyboard you use on the actual device, the Samsung keyboard will be forced upon you on that cover display, but nonetheless, full apps are coming to the Z Flip 5 cover display. That is a great piece of information, a great rumor that turned out to be false. So guys, there you go. I think those are the top 5 ones for me, things that the reporting got wrong. What about you? Was there something else that you heard that turned out to be false that you think should have been mentioned in this video? Drop it in the comments down below, guys. Subscribe for more, and until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.